Hey everyone, welcome back to Active Self-Protection Extra here at C2 Tactical in Scottsdale with Neil and Justin again. We've been shooting a good bit today, and today though I want to talk to you about using visual stimulus as your go signal when it's time to shoot. Because we do audible a lot, but I think that there's a couple of cool tools and a couple of ways that you can use a visual stimulus, because in a real gunfight, your go signal is going to come through your eyes.
Today's video is brought to you by the generosity of Newbold targets. Newbold targets are self-sealing reactive polymer targets that act like steel targets for training and practice, but are safer than steel. They allow bullets to pass completely through the target without ricochet or lead splatter. Check out their links in the description and thank them for bringing us today's video.
So if you watch the main channel, Neil, you know this, man. There's no shooter ready standby.
Yeah, I mean, it's a funny commercial that somebody made once, but that doesn't happen.
Yeah, here, hold this timer a minute or whatever, right? Push that
happen.
button. That's not how it goes. The bad guy's going to show you something that says it's time to go and go from there. We've actually done a video on doing this in dry fire, but I think we can do it in live fire as well, as long as you don't royally suck at shooting. So I think we got a couple of tools here that we can do this. First of all, we've got the RangeTech, and I really dig the RangeTech timer for this particular thing. I think it's a useful tool, and I think that it's useful because it's the only one that has this big thing. Now, again, mea culpa, full disclosure, RangeTech is a sponsor of Active Self-Protection. They are our official timer. This is one of the reasons they're our official timer, is that it's cheaper than everybody else, it's very reliable, and it gives us this thing. So watch. See the big green beep? That's kind of cool. Now watch what we can do, is that big green beep. And I'm going to tell you where this had an actual, like, demonstrable thing. Like, we had to actually do this, and that was at Gabe White's class.
Oh, yeah, for Sam.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so Samuel, our director of training, right? Our director of our instructor certification. You're the director of training. He's the director of the instructor certification. Me and my titles. But so Samuel has a real hard time hearing. And I don't care how loud the beep was on the timer. He couldn't hear it. He just could not hear it because he's hard of hearing. And so what Gabe ended up having to do is like smack him on the back every time. And so we really set out after this class to go, man, we got to find a visual way that he can see what he's doing, and then that way he's not at a disadvantage. And I think that was a big one. And that was one of the big things. We're like, dude, we had this available in the RangeTech, so let's do it. You know how we do this one? You can do it a couple ways. I'm going to show you this. Like, we saw this in the dry fire, that I use this little chain and just hang it off of this thing here in my dry fire dojo. Okay, fine. But in live fire, you don't got to do that. Watch this. We just go down here and hang it on the target. You go down there and hang it on the target, control your timer from your app, and watch this. See how that works? You get this visual go signal, and you can make it. All right, Neil, step up. Let's get a couple of visuals on this guy.
All right. Oh, here, you want that side?
That side's good. I don't care. Whatever's better for you. You want to check your gun?
Yep.
Oh, you're going to shoot the dummy.
I'm going to shoot the dummy.
As long as you don't shoot this dummy, I don't care. You shoot whatever dummy you want.
I'm really having fun with the dummies.
Yeah, now, okay, so the question is, Neil, are you going to look at the timer and then transition, or are you going to look at what your target is?
Just looking at my target.
Just looking at the target, and then that green flash is going to tell him to go. Okay, so now I will say this: you get an audible beep on this one as well, but you get this visual indicator too. One of the cool things: turn your ears off.
Yeah, and the beep is clear down there.
Right. So now his ears are off, and now that helps where he can hear a little bit less. Shooter, are you ready?
Ready.
Stand by. Very nice. That was actually his best first shot of the day at 118. Now, what did you think of your visual indicator there? Was it harder?
No, I saw it right. I saw it right off the bat, and it gave me a different indicator. It was really cool.
Cool.
I feel like I heard the beep as I was already moving.
Let's see it again. Stand by. That's pretty nifty, huh? We got, again, a 1-2, so again, a little faster than your audible beeps.
Yep.
Yeah. What'd you see?
I didn't get great hits on either of those, is what I saw. But you see that green light pop up, and that's just a go signal. You're just waiting to see something. It's really interesting.
Awesome. Justin, you want to step in, try a couple?
Yep.
All right, same thing, right? You're just going to draw. Now, again, this big thing that we talked about on our previous one, right, is that you got to see correctly on this guy, right? So you don't get to spot your shot. You got to see your sights over an anatomically significant space. So your call. You can shoot him in the face. I don't care. You can shoot him in the chest, right? So again, you're going to aim small and miss small. See that little spot when it's time to go, and your go signal is the green flash. Check that going. Good job holstering safely. All right, shooter, are you ready?
Ready?
Stand by. Excellent, 173 hit. And again, a different world for you to see it rather than hear it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, just
as Neil was going, I was watching my dummy over here and trying to kind of get prepared for that.
He called you a dummy.
Been called worse.
Let's do it again. Are you ready?
Ready?
Stand by. So I think that's actually a pretty cool tool because, again, especially for a student who doesn't have hearing, they can still get that same thing, and we can get all that stuff. Now, I will tell you, we have asked, and we're working with them right now. There's this software stuff and those kinds of things. I'm trying to get them where you could turn the beep off, where you could turn the audible completely off. We're not there yet. That takes software, and that takes engineers and app developers and iOS and Android and those things. And we just asked them to do that a couple of weeks ago. And so I'm not telling you when that's going to happen. I can tell you they're working on it, and I don't have the oomph to make that a go. We do have another solution that does, though. Now then, here's another way to do this, and that is even in live fire with your Mantis. Mantis X10 and the holster draw analysis, when you get a go signal here, it flashes on visual and says, go! And when you do that, then that will make a pretty significant bit. So we're going to go into our holster draw analysis. Now what I've done on this one is I've turned the volume all the way down. But what I got to do here is I got to set this out where Neil can see it. So can you see that guy pretty well?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, cool. Now what that's going to do is again, you got to be brave here. You know, be brave, little one, because if he shoots my iPad, then that's a bad day. But that said, it's quite a ways off your target, agreed?
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so again, you're looking at your target, you're going to see the flash, and it's a go signal. Okay, so you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's give that a try. Pretty nifty, huh? So there was a 113.
That's pretty cool.
Give it again. We're using the magazine floor plate adapter on this. All right, let's stop that and just kind of get a feel. So what'd you think of those ones?
That was interesting because there's no beep, so there's no chance of that playing a role in it. And it was kind of off to the side there, so it wasn't as bright as that bright green light over there. So it was a little bit different. I had to focus a whole lot more to get that.
So 113, 115, 132 draw to first shot, which is faster than you were earlier today, right? So, and I would say you're just as fast to hand on gun, 0.31, 0.32, somewhere in that ballpark. So it's a very different kind of way, right?
Yeah,
all right,
like
why don't you
that.
safely take that mag out, and we're going to let Justin try it. Neat part of all of us today is we're all shooting HKs, and so we can interchange magazines super easy. So I'm going to hit that go button, and again, it's going to give you a flash, okay?
Okay.
Very good. Holster up. Holster up safely. All right, let's stop that real quick. So it's wondering if we detected the holster, but we did. But I'll tell you, man, your first shots on this one, 171, a 201, and a 171, which is pretty much just a little bit faster than you're used to, right? That's a little bit more than normal for you. Tell me about that, what the visual indicator was like.
Yeah, like Neil said, it's a different experience. You get so used to doing these time things with the beep, and it's different. I mean, in a real scenario, especially if he's already got a gun drawn, you might be waiting for something to distract him. He turns his head. So, I think probably 99 times out of 100, you're going to be looking for a visual clue to initiate a confrontation.
And I think this one in particular, personally, I think the zero audio Mantis one right now is a clear winner. I mean, that's super cool, right? And I think that the RangeTech, having that for a student who is hard of hearing, of course, doesn't matter. It could beep as loud as you want if they can't hear it. But for those of us who are hearing, having that be able to turn off, and we're working on them on that. Man, I think that's super cool. I haven't done that on the live fire range, so I want to try a couple times. Can I have your magazines? Pretty happy with that one. Little low. That was low.
It's fast.
Okay, so same thing, right? So I will say that this one here, the flash is not like super bright. It's
not
go.
overpowering. It's go.
So I had a 119, a 102, and a 1 flat. I like the fact that 3129 and 27. I always want to have my hand on the gun before 0.3. That's the end of the audible beep. And so my goal is to have my hand on the gun before 0.3. I don't like that 0.19 pull. That one frustrates me. I want that gun coming out of the holster immediately. But I think that overall, I'm pretty happy with those in live fire. Running some right at 1 second, guys, pretty okay. What do you think of this as a training tool?
I think it's a great way to train for somebody that has some challenges with hearing.
Yeah.
But I also think it's a great way for anybody that doesn't have any challenges, just because it's a different way to get a go signal, and it's probably more likely to be what happens in the streets is you're going to have visual rather than some sort of audible.
I also think if you are using the Mantis, now of course the RangeTech is an audible shot timer, right? So it's hearing shots. So if you're in a public indoor range, man, you're not going to get it to pick up shots very well. You're going to have to really play with the sensitivity settings. But if you're using a magazine adapter on the Mantis, set it on your booth, hit the go signal, and it's running off the recoil of your gun. And so I think that's a super useful tool in a loud public environment to work shots, draws to first shot, if your range will let you work draw to first shot, right? If not, again, working that low ready and that transition up, or from a high compressed ready and driving the gun out, I think is the way to go. I think this is fun, guys, so give it a try. And I will say these are one of the reasons that we invite some of our sponsors onto the channels, right? It's because I look at stuff like this on usability of their tools. We always are looking for adaptive shooting solutions for students who are not, able the same as everyone else. And so, hey, we have a student or one of our fellow instructors who has some audible challenges. Man, we can fix that now, and I think that's pretty freaking cool.